Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Jeremy Scott Fitness Podcast Radio Show, coming to you on this Friday, September the 29th, 2023. Hopefully it finds you staying safe and staying sweaty all at the same time. On today's episode, we are talking about the benefits of rucking, or kind of like the rucking 101 here. I'm going to give you guys my personal take, why I do it, how I do it, the main benefits that I've seen from it, what I think a lot of you can benefit from. I'll take a lot of this actually from the Go Ruck site as well. If you guys do want an actual Go Ruck pack, I'm going to put a link in the show notes where you can save 10% off everything on the site. I'll say this. The stuff that they make is not cheap. It is the best rucking shit that is out there, in my opinion. We have a lot of stuff here. A lot of these companies send me a lot of free things. These guys, it's the real deal. To be honest, I didn't think it'd make that big of a difference when I wear their ruck versus the other ones I've had here in the past, and I was wrong. I'm willing to admit that. So they do make the best, the most durable product that is out there. So we work with them to get you guys a discount of at least 10% off. And I know every dollar kind of helps in the crazy world that we live in these days. But before I jump into that, just some housekeeping stuff. One, we've been building in a lot of rucking stuff into the Jeremy Scott Fitness app right now in their Action Hero Jack program, which everybody in the app has access to. We had them rucking, I think it's today, or it was yesterday, I believe. I'm getting my days probably confused. But we've been building it into some of the full programs, and I've been building it into, obviously, my weekly workouts as well. I don't give them exactly what I do, just because the volume is probably a lot for the average person, and my schedule changes. And some days I feel good, and some days I don't, but I've been building the rucking into the weekly workouts as well. So if you guys want to, we can have a rucking one-on-one video in there. And we're doing a lot of stuff inside of the Jeremy Scott Fitness app. And again, for all of you guys in there, I'm thankful. I'm grateful. Keep sharing the app. Keep tagging us on Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube and everywhere else. If you guys want to join the app, it's just jeremyscottfitness.app. The link is in the show notes. You guys get a week for free. See if you like it. There's over 1,000 workouts, tons of programs, tons of nutrition content. We're adding new stuff every single week. There's more training and mobility follow along and information in there than you would need in 10 lifetimes. So the content's not the issue. I answer every question inside as well. We got a great Facebook group, and so that is rocking and rolling inside of that. So jeremyscottfitness.app, if you want a week for free, check it out. And you guys know this episode is brought to you by my friends at AG1. It's the one thing I take every single day and I never miss. drinkag1.com/Jeremy Scott will get you guys a 1-year supply of vitamin D, which you should already be taking, and 5 free travel packs with order 1. This is for people who want an easy health hack and don't want to take 15 different pills. If you struggle to eat enough fruits and vegetables every single day, which I don't know anybody who does every single day. I mean, I might know 1 or 2 people of all the people I've ever met. And even them, I think it's tough when you travel or you're busy or just, shit goes sideways in your life. So this is an easy way to get all the micronutrients you need. It's like a foundational nutritional supplement, if you think of it that way. So I think it helps with gut health. I think there's a little, energy boost. I think there's a nice support to your immune system. And I do like the taste of it, so I don't make an excuse not to take it. So if you're looking to try it, you can click the link and we'll give you a bunch of the free stuff right away, or reach out to me. If you've seen somebody else talk about it on social media, maybe you've seen a commercial, maybe some other podcaster mentioned it, but you're not sure you want to pull the trigger yet, hit me up, and I'm happy to send you guys some sample packs to try. I believe it's worth the investment for sure. Again, you can stop taking probably 10 other things you are taking, because this packs everything all into one punch. So hit us up for a free sample, DM, email, however you want to contact us. We'll get you one. You can try it, and then you get hooked up with all the free stuff from there. Otherwise, the link is below if you want to pick it up today. drinkag1.com/Jeremy Scott gets you the free stuff right off the bat. You guys already know, in the show notes, I'll put the link to dryfarmwines.com/Jeremy Scott Fitness. Just watched Blue Zone's the full series last night, talking about natural wine. Heather talked about it last week on the podcast. If you want to give it a listen, I don't know anything about wine other than what she has taught me and our friends at Dry Farms, but I do think they are one of the best in the business. That's why we partner with them. So if you're a wine drinker, order a bottle, get a bottle for a penny in the show notes. And last but not least, our friends at JLab Pro. This is where I get our protein, turmeric, collagen, and our krill oils. jeremyscottfitness.jlabpro.com. If you want a clean protein, Jay will give it to you. He makes awesome turmeric. The collagen is top notch, and so are the krill oils. So we have discount codes, I think, always for the protein and the collagen, but inside of our newsletter and obviously in the app, we share a lot of Jay's stuff as well. It's inside the supplement guide. But if you guys want a clean, reliable company and person to work with in terms of the supplements you get delivered to your house, that is who we work with. So jeremyscottfitness.jlabpro.com for all that stuff today. So I'm crunched for time here today, and I'm going to go through as much of this as I can before I have kind of a hard stop to get out of here. But I do want to read this quote that's on our daily calendar. If you guys, check my Instagram stories, or for those of you who are on essentially Instagram threads, I tend to share these most of the days I come into the office. And it's just a simple quote. It's a daily calendar. We get 365 days a year, 365 quotes in here. And it's just a simple message that says, sometimes the journey can be lonely, but a vision, a belief, and hard work will do far more for you than having people around you who only pretend to support your aspirations. Take that for what it is. I guess how I would boil it down to is when I say, you can't change the people around you, but you can change the people around you. And, the older I get, it's just more shit happens in your life, the older you get, whether it be, physical, mental, emotional, if it's spiritual, if it's a mix of all of them, obviously. And you live more years on the earth. So you picked up more shit along the way. And some of it's good and some of it's bad. And, it's like the longer you hang around, the more things you see and hear, both good and bad. And I'm not trying to focus on the negative, but the older you get, there's more tragic things you see. You've been in the game a long time, and you play the game long enough, you see enough things. And my point of sharing that is not to be like Debbie fucking Downer here on Friday, but it's to appreciate the people who are most important in your life and really understand those relationships and value them, because if they're gone, it'll be one of the biggest regrets you have. And speaking from personal experience, and I know a lot of you probably, think this as well, how well did you know your grandma and grandpa? Could you spend a little bit more time with them? Luckily I got to spend a decent amount, but I could have been better for sure. And they've all been dead now for years. And I got a neighbor, he lives 2 doors down. Is he 9? I think he's 98. I know one year Heather wanted to hide in his bushes and surprise him for his 96th birthday or something during COVID. And I'm like, you probably give him a fucking heart attack. But the sentiment was great of her. Anyways, he's, I think, 98, still lives on his own, drives his car still, is doing his thing. And his wife has been gone for, so long. And I'm sure, for him, he thinks about all the amazing times that they had. And the reason I'm sharing this is just because the older I've gotten and understanding you can't change the people around you, but you can change the people around you. You got to surround yourself with good people. And you got to know when know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to get rid of the shit people and know when to keep the good people. And, and I'm not just saying this, in case Heather listens, but I love her more today than I ever have, and I've been with her the longest, obviously, since the day I met her. I appreciate all the things that she's done for me and we've done together, and we do. And maybe more so, today than any other day that has ever existed. And I'm trying to do that and be more mindful of all the people who've helped me, who have encouraged me, who have looked out for me, and just, I guess, operate inside your own house first and then worry about everything else. How do you make the world a better place? Make your friends and family better, make them important, make them a priority. And having an awesome inner circle is a key to success in anything in life. On that note, not to be salesy, but again, Dave DiLorenzo and myself are running a mastermind group for anybody interested. The link will be in the show notes, jeremyscottfitness.built-different-mastermind. It's not just about, entrepreneurship, running a business, and making money, although that is going to be a main focus of it. It's about surrounding yourself with good people that can really enhance your life in all of the areas, in health and fitness and outlook, perspective, you name it. And if we can all, do things together as a community, that's kind of our goal with the group. So obviously, if you're down to make more money, this is a great option. But if you're down to be surrounded by awesome people, this is a great option too. And we're probably talking, later 2023, early 2024. A lot of pieces still to put together, but I do think this is important. Which again reminds me of the Blue Zones, just because watching it last night, like how they don't, put their old people in nursing homes. I believe they were this is somewhere in Greece, maybe, or Sardinia. I'm not sure, but just hearing that, like, we don't do that. Like, we keep them and we keep them in community, and we keep them surrounding each other and yourselves, because, we can steal their, expertise and maturity and wealth of knowledge, and then we can obviously take care of them and do the things that they can't do. So again, I just think having an awesome circle of people around you in all areas of life is really the key to not just success, but more importantly, just happiness, because we're not here for a long time. So you got to, surround yourself with the most badass humans that you can while you're here. So with that said, benefits of rucking here, or kind of rucking 101. Again, I'm going to play off of the Go Ruck actual website. They have a huge piece on this, and I'm going to read through a lot of it, and then I'm going to share my 2 cents. But obviously, human beings have been walking with weight basically forever. And rucking gives modern people a way to kind of access numerous benefits of walking with weight. And the benefits can include basic things like strength, endurance, heart health, and mental health. Rucking is a full body workout, and it torches calories, and it's a really easy way to get started on a fitness journey. And so if someone's like, well, Jeremy, what are the benefits of rucking? Rucking can improve a lot of things in your fitness, in your overall fitness. So rucking can help your heart, your lungs, your bones, and make your muscles stronger. Rucking can improve your mood. It can help improve sleep. It helps people connect with others, which we talked about earlier. It helps you find new places, and it helps you get outdoors. I think those are all really healthy things. And everybody can benefit from rucking. It doesn't take a long time to see or feel the results. You don't got to dedicate 5 hours per day. Obviously, anybody who's familiar with any military stuff, the special forces, are rooted, in rucking is kind of like, one of the ultimate exercises. It's used by the most elite military units to build endurance and strength. And we think everybody else should kind of get on board with it. And it's really basic stuff. But I'm going to go over these quick, kind of like the 12 physical benefits of rucking, and hopefully some of these spark interest in you guys. And again, if you want the exact ruck pack that I use, I'll have the link in the show notes to the website. If you click it, you will save 10% anything that's on the site. I have this fancy blue one. I believe this is a 25 liter. I typically ruck with, I have a 30-pound plate in there, and then I add our steel bells and sand bells to them. So usually when I ruck, it's between 30 and 50 pounds, depending on the day, the duration, and what I have going on. I've been kind of on this journey to ruck, every day, at least a little bit. And there's something more for me than just to get the steps in. And I can do my social media returns. I kill 2 birds with 1 stone. That's why I do it. But sometimes it's just I haven't taken that many steps in a day. Or sometimes my body's just super sore and I can't actually do the workout I have to do. Or I'm tired, or I'm stressed out, or I had, 2 different appointments and 3 meetings to go to. And I just couldn't get done what I wanted to get done, but I could do mobility and go through some body weight stuff, and I could ruck. And it's been a great way for me to get outside more. Personally, I've been doing a lot of those videos, talking to you guys, which is, I know a lot of you like it and requested them. I don't do them every day, obviously, just for the fact of, some of these nights, Heather and I will go on walks when I can, per my schedule. And sometimes I'll just go body weight, but a lot of times I'll just bring my ruck pack. And again, I can make it a little bit lighter. Sometimes if we're going for a longer walk, I'm probably not going to put 50, 60, 70 pounds in there. Most people, if I'm talking recommendation, I wouldn't go more than probably 30% of your body weight. I think over that, you could risk injury. But again, it's up to you guys. Do what you want. I would say start small for sure. For most people, 10 to 20 pounds, I think, is more than enough. And if you're going to go for a short ruck, maybe you go heavier. If you're going for a longer ruck, you can go lighter. And then, I always say you can start shallow end to deep end. So start light and, add load over time as you feel more confident in your skills. But that's essentially, how I do it. A lot of times I do it here at work, around the air park, or we'll do it at our house. Like we'll walk down the canal, we'll walk down to this place called Papago Park. If you guys are familiar with the Scottsdale area, it's kind of a neat, nice place. And it's just something, it's brainless, and it's easy to do, but it's also challenging at the same time. And anybody can do it. Obviously, the Go Ruck packs are the best by far. If, I'll talk about different options here in a second, but if you're really on a budget and you have no money, get a decent backpack, get a yoga block, like a yoga block you'd use to balance, put it in the bottom of the backpack, and then just, grab some basic dumbbells or grab a couple of trash bags and fill them with some sand and put that above the yoga block so the weight sits up a little bit higher on your back. So not so much your lumbar spine, but more towards your mid to upper back, kind of like that T-spine, thoracic kind of mid area. I think that's going to be better for you guys. That's the cheapest way you could possibly do it, or just get a backpack and stick some dumbbells in there. But I do like the weight to sit up a little bit higher. It's one of the reasons why I do love the Go Ruck packs, is because the plate does sit right up against you, and it does sit a little bit higher. It's just a great design and a great build versus other things that I've done. But one of the main benefits, you're burning about 3 times the calories as walking, and only a little bit less than running when you guys ruck. So when you guys are rucking, you're going to burn about 3 times as many calories as you would walking, and a little bit less than obviously running. Now, they have a rucking calculator here. It can give you an estimate of how many calories you burn while you're rucking, but generally 3 times the amount walking is kind of what's to be expected. And again, rucking is a great way to save time, because just adding a rucksack to your walks makes a huge calorie difference. So if you're a person who likes to eat a little bit more, you want a little bit bigger calorie expenditure, there you go. And obviously, rucking burns almost as many calories as running. And considering the injury rates of, let's say, rucking versus running, especially if you're older and you're heavier, I think the choice is obvious. You can stay healthy, you can stay active, and obviously staying active is always a better way to burn calories, but just to be healthy and not be injured and not be hurt. Now, not that I'm against running. Heather actually has this badass trail race in Sedona coming up. I think it's 10 miles, like through the Sedona wilderness, which is crazy and badass. So she's been kind of doing her thing, but that's not for me. I'm not built to do that anymore. I mean, I'm probably the lightest I've been in a long time, and the leanest for sure. But I'm just I'm a dude who's over 40. I've played a lot of years of sports. I've done a lot of reps, and just pounding on pavement for my knees and my ankles and my hips and the low back, I don't think is ideal. So not that I don't ever do some basic, kind of sprint work or some basic running like around the building here on our Metcons, but rucking for me has been a game changer in terms of that. So for the calorie burn, you're about 3x of walking, and you're close to what you would get with running with way, way less risk of injury. The next thing, just to strengthen your back, your shoulders, and improve posture. Obviously, rucking is great for your back, and it's great for shoulder strength. You're going to feel the muscles engage while you ruck. And for some of you guys, you might even be sore after the first couple of workouts. I notice it mostly in my upper back, like kind of my trap 3 area. And then once I get done, I usually like to just hang from a pull-up bar, or at least do some kind of down dog yoga style push-ups to kind of open up my back, because you do feel it, especially when you have it loaded heavy enough and for long enough to really challenge yourself. And obviously strong shoulders and a strong back, when you keep those areas healthy as you get older, you just have a better quality of life. And there's a visible and a tangible benefit, that makes everyday life less stressful. If you think about, as humans, what are we good at? Basically just going long distances, slow, being able to carry stuff. If you're talking evolutionary shit, Michael Easter talks about it a lot in Comfort Crisis. But I think the only animals that are better than us going long distances for long periods of time, or like the dogs that do like the Iditarod trail. Other than that, like we're not fast, compared to a cheetah or a bear, but we can go for a long time. We're slow and we can carry shit. And so if you think about your life, like if you can ruck, you can carry groceries, you can mow the lawn, you can move furniture, because you got strong shoulders, you got a strong back, you got strong legs. You want functional daily strength? Picking up a rucksack is easy. Now you can wear it on your back. You can hold it in the front like bear hug style. You can do like a farmer's carry, single arm carry. You can mix and match it, which I often do. But I do think if you just wore it like as a pack, a strong back, durable shoulders, rucking can improve your posture by pulling the shoulders back as you walk. So your shoulders, back, and neck will thank you because you're making them stronger. On top of that, strengthening your bones. As we age, your bones lose strength and they lose density. Rucking is a low impact strength training workout. So you benefit from weight training, stronger and denser bones, without dumbbells and without, say working with a Jeremy Scott, for example. So you don't have a trainer, you don't have the dumbbells, you just have to ruck. And best of all, you don't have to ruck every day to improve your bone health. You can do it a couple of days a week, or you can do it every day if you like it. Again, like we mentioned before, less impact than running. If you look at like a deeper dive, the pros and cons of each, it's easy to say rucking is safe and an effective, kind of cardiovascular health exercise. Or running is a great cardio exercise. Many of you know this. If you're not built for it, if you're not a smaller person, if you're not a lighter person, it's harder on your feet and your knees and your hips. And over time, the high impact, of that and just the volume of it can sideline, even the best runners out there. And so I'm not against running. If you love it, do it. I think it's a great option, and I think it's awesome for people. If that's your thing, keep on running. But rucking is easier on the joints. And so more than likely, you're not going to have to take weeks or months off because you're injured. Also, it's kind of training for anything, right? Like one of the benefits of rucking is it applies to almost everything else. If you think rucking is like active resistance training, meaning it's strength and cardio at the same time, it makes you stronger in terms of if I'm a hiker. I do think it'll make you a better runner if you run. I do think it'll make you better on a paddleboard. If you're a weightlifter, if you're somebody who does the trail runs, if you're somebody who does, let's say, martial arts, anyone who rucks is going to be better. And you can be that husband or wife who easily hauls luggage for the airport, or helps a friend move a bunch of heavy shit. There's a reason that the special forces do it. So if you're somebody out there listening to this and you hate running and you necessarily don't love going to the gym and working out, but you want the benefit, I think rucking is going to help you with some of your fitness goals. I do still think you should be doing mobility and some strength work and some metabolic work inside of a gym or at your home and your home training facility. But if nothing else, like rucking is a super, super easy way to kick things off. On top of that, you can take a basic day and add rucking to it, and it can make your workouts a little bit more badass. And so while just walking with weights, can build strong muscles and improve cardio, the benefits of rucking don't just kind of end there. When you ruck, you can start to get crazy with it when you start to get confident. So you can include lunges, you can include squats, you can include plank holds, you can include push-ups if you like, or pull-ups or dead hangs. Now you can do that with a rucksack. I do like to do a lot of those things with the vest. They have some awesome weight vests on here too. But those are all awesome things you can add into a rucking session. And again, like I mentioned before, the different types of carries, the farmer's carries, the bear hug carries, all those things are awesome. Sometimes just the basic of sitting on the ground and standing up when you feel confident can help you, get stronger. And rucking gives you obviously every opportunity to basically do that. There's a little balancing of kind of body composition here. I'm going to read this part from Michael Easter. Again, Easter says that In his deep dive in Rucking calorie burn, Rucking can turn you into a human weapon, a machine. It combines endurance, strength to balance body composition. If you're thin and wiry, it can add muscle. If you're carrying a bunch of extra weight that you don't want, Rucking can trim the excess weight over time. Remember, this is going to burn about 3 times as many calories as just walking. So Rucking really turns us into, no matter our age or fitness level, into a strength and endurance machine. When this happens, we can go anywhere and do anything. Now, obviously, you have to eat a certain way. If you're going to, still keep eating a ton of food, Rucking's going to help you burn calories, but it's got to be within range. And if you're like, paper thin and you ruck all day and you don't eat, it's hard to build muscle. But you're going to get stronger, and you have the ability to go either way depending on what you're putting in your body by just putting on a pack and going to work. The nice thing is you get to train your upper body and your lower body at the same time. This is another awesome benefit. Again, you should have other fitness goals. You should have things you should be working on. But I just know a lot of people are busy. They got a lot of shit going on. They're not going to come to the gym 5 or 6 days a week, nor do they need to. And a lot of people struggle to just get in 2 or 3 legit workouts per week. So if you can add in walking and then on top of that, rucking, I think you can be a lot healthier in the long term and stay stronger for a longer period of time because you can train your upper body and your lower body at the same time. Weight training, obviously, can be complicated for some people. Knowledge, coach, schedule, you name it. And that's where the rucking stuff is simple. It trains your upper body, your core, and your legs all at the same time. Again, it's the foundation for the Army Special Forces training. It's used across military to build strong dudes, strong women. So if the most elite, like badass motherfuckers, hold the benefits of rucking in such high regard, that's probably all the testimonial that you need. If you can carry a heavy pack, if you can carry weight for a long period of time, up and down, inclines and declines, and navigate things, you're way more hard to kill. In the zombie apocalypse draft, you're moving your ass way up if you can go for long periods of time. Obviously, it's also a natural movement, and it would be what we would call quote unquote functional fitness. Like long before we had, skis and rows and even probably assault bikes and ellipticals and fancy running shoes and places like Jeremy Scott Fitness or even big box gyms, people were carrying things. That's what we did. And that's what we still do. Not as much. And again, I'll urge you guys to watch the Blue Zones. I'm not trying to steer you in any direction, a way to eat and train and live your life, but there are some great takeaways in that Netflix documentary. It's like 4 different episodes. Well worth it, well put together, and just interesting for sure. I don't, subscribe to everything that they say inside of there, and everything doesn't work for everybody, but there is a lot of truth in some of the older ways we would do things. And that's what I'm getting at, is that we've been carrying shit forever. And we've gotten away from that because we've made life way too easy in a lot of instances. Now, there's obviously amazing to have modern medicine and technology and doctors and all the things that we have. But in a way, physically, we've become like the worst version of ourselves. If you think about, we used to carry stuff, like you'd have to go hunt for your meat and you'd carry it. You'd have to go get water from the well or from the river or from the waterfall or wherever it was. And the supplies you would have to have for days of survival, of like exploring, right? So humans have basically always carried things, and carrying things is a powerful thing, and rucking is just an efficient, useful way to do what we're naturally built to do. It gives you strength, endurance. If you're doing it, over time, it's going to build character because it's not easy. When you start to make it hard on yourself, physically, mentally, but socially, it opens doors to feel human in this kind of digital modern world. So in short, rucking is its own workout. Like it's its own kind of standalone thing. It can be paired with everything else you're doing. That's why it's so badass. Now, if we talk some, specifics, improving like blood sugar regulation. My homie, shout out to my man, Dr. Mike Russell, used to be in one of my original mastermind groups. Hope you're doing well, Dr. Mike. He wrote an article about the benefits of rucking after we eat. And he wanted to say like the biological system that manages blood sugar starts to work after a meal. Sitting and laying down and relaxing all sounds great afterwards, and then I'm all for escapism and relaxing and chilling at the end of the night because we do that a lot at our house. But our bodies can use our help. So even a light ruck after eating primes the muscles to pull sugar out of the bloodstream and negates the effects of kind of that sedentary lifestyle. So dinner, if you got the time and you can, walk around your backyard for 10 minutes. Walk around the block. Take your dog for a walk, which we'll talk about in a second. And put your ruck pack on. Game changer. Digestion walk. All wrapped up into one. Next on the list, obviously we've talked about this. Rucking does make you more capable, dependable, makes you a stronger person overall. So worst case scenario, your car breaks down, and like mine almost did, in the middle of fucking nowhere, Arizona, trying to come. Where was I? Tuba City, Arizona, I think. Coming back from Colorado. Luckily, I made it there, and we could get a spark plug and fixed, and I could get my car back on the road because I was having a real panicky moment there. But if worst case scenario, it breaks down, I'm capable of walking for a long period of time. I can do that. Like I'll make it because I'm in shape and because I ruck, and it's just a nice skill to have. Worst case scenario, but you're setting an example for your family. When you're healthy and you're active and you're fit and you can do things. And it just helps your overall wellness and your body. And it's like, think of like when you know your body can do things, there's a confidence that it builds inside of you. There's a dependability factor there. And I think, it's like, how long can you run for? Well, if you ran for a mile, you can run for a mile. Well, can you run 2 miles? Can you run 3 miles? You don't know until you try, right? So it's like you like to build in these things, and it's like keep challenging yourself. And I think the more you do that with these low impact, high return activities, you'll be stronger and you become this more kind of capable human being that can just, push through some of the most basic things. Like I mentioned, rucking for emergencies. Hopefully, it never happens. But obviously, like if you want to go back 100 years or probably 200 years, some of the worst emergencies, you'd have to track dozens or hundreds of miles to survive or to save your life or to save your family. And not that I think the zombie apocalypse is going to happen anytime soon, although I just did have Zombieland on the other day. Was actually kind of a funny, weird, strange movie, which I never thought I would watch, but it was just on here. I was doing mobility. If that does happen, rucking makes you better equipped for that. Again, you're equipped to handle these smaller kind of emergencies. If your car gets stuck in the snow, if you, God forbid, you had to pick up your dog because his paw was hurt and you had to carry it, or you had to help a loved one, get to their vehicle or get to the hospital, or like my dog did one day, just stopped walking completely. Years and years ago. My dog is 14. She's getting real old, and we don't take her a lot of places anymore. She's just not. She's not able to do all the things she used to do, which is sad to see. So again, back to surround yourself with the things that you care about the most, more often than not. But I remember when she was, quote unquote, a young pup, and we would take her on all these hikes and all the things she loved to do. And where were we? Like, I think it was Butcher Jones, like Lake Saguaro Trail. And it was getting hot out, and we would give her water, and she would drink sometimes and not drink sometimes. But then about 500 yards away from the car, she just stopped. Like, she just stopped walking. And it's like, I am done. And there was nothing, and I mean nothing I could do to get her to walk again. Like, she was just dead in her tracks. So, like, here I am, pick her up, and we're walking 500 yards. And, yeah, she only weighs 50 pounds. But it's not like carrying a 50-pound, plate. it's much harder and much squirmier. And my point is that I was able to do it. And so if you're ever in a scenario where you have a dog, love her to death, that just becomes a lazy ass or said, I've had enough, hopefully Rucking can help you guys get through that situation. I guess the other things, for me, it's just the being outdoors, um, the exercise benefit to your mood and to sleep. I think being outside exercising is underrated. Sweat, sunshine, community. You know, for me, I do 99% of my rucking outdoors. I don't really do it inside. I mean, I've done some stuff in here before if it's really treacherous out there, but I'll go outside when it's 118 and I'll do it. Not ideal and not fun. I'm not recommending that you do that, but it is a way for me to force myself to get outside, get some vitamin D, you know, get sweaty, uh, and feel like I put a good day's work in. And you can take your rucksack to the gym and you can get a great workout there too. But outside, I think is the best bet. Um, there's something that happens when people are in nature. Everybody needs a different level of it. Heather needs more of it than I do, but I do need it as well. And I'm a huge fan of sunshine, and just breathing, the air that is outside. The positive chemicals, and the effects tend to be obvious. Improved mood, better sleep, and just breaking up kind of the normal monotony routine of each and every single day. That's why if I can do it with her and we get to do it in the evening, it becomes a time when we can talk and we can communicate and we can share stories. And if we're having a good day or a bad day, it tends to just enhance everything. And it's a time for us to, find clarity and just be together. And it's an easy thing. And on top of that, we call it rucking your dog. Like instead of walking your dog, like you can just ruck your dog. Like, and again, if your dog is, young and full of energy and you just want to, wants to walk for an hour or however long you take your dog for, and you're not there yet, put a 10-pound plate in your pack. Start with 10 pounds. Start, and if you feel better, do 20 pounds and ruck with your dog. It's the same walk you're going to do anyway. You just put the pack on. It just, again, 3x the calories you're going to burn, and you're going to build some strength in the process. So again, that's why I do a lot of my social media stuff while I'm out there, because I can kind of kill, two birds with one stone, which I think is ideal. So instead of walking the dog, think of it as rucking the dog next time you take her out. Now, obviously, my dog is old. We typically walk down to the dog park, sniffs around, walks back home at a snail's pace. Heather will take her on some longer walks here or there. But again, side note, I think everybody should get a dog. Greatest gift, one of them that I've ever received and that we ever did was we buy this dog for $50. It's changed my life in more ways, than I can ever imagine. And not just the emotional and the memories and those things, but honestly, the physical component to it too. Hey, let's take our dog to the dog park. Hey, let's take our dog for a walk. Hey, let's take our dog for a hike. It forces you as a human to do even more. Again, that's just a side note about buying a dog. And if you do it with a rucksack on, boom, even better. A couple other quick benefits. The community aspect of it. I was in Coronado Island over my birthday in August, and I rucked all around the island because the weather was perfect and it's pretty easy to ruck, to the beach. There's definitely worse places you can be. But I saw an entire rucking club, or like a rucking tribe, I guess, if you will, when Heather and I were on a walk. And there's about probably 25 of them just walking around Coronado, all talking, hanging out, making social connections while kind of pursuing their fitness goals and becoming more badass humans in the process while enjoying the outdoors. So there is a community aspect to it as well. And I'll say this, it's for everybody. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but it's really easy to start. It's really scalable. The weight can be carried and adjusted to fit your current fitness level, and you'll always find somebody to move at your pace if you want to start with them, especially if you have a supportive partner. But it's easy. It's easy to add weight. It's easy to drop weight. It's easy to start. And honestly, it's one of the better habits you can have. I know we throw out these numbers of like 10,000 steps a day, kind of the battle cry of every health coach and fitness influencer. And, that's a number I think a pedometer company made up, years ago to sell more product. But I don't think it's a bad number either. I don't think, 1,000 steps a day is ideal. But if you can get 5,000 and 7,000 and 10,000, why not? Years ago, I'm talking, 100 years ago, I'm sure we averaged about 20,000 steps a day. And 10,000 per day is a solid foundation, of kind of avoiding the anti-lazy habits. And Rucking takes this 10,000 steps per day and amplifies the results, so making it a more fulfilling process. We've already talked about the calorie burn multiple times. When should you ruck? Anytime you feel like you can do it or want to do it. I think it's awesome to do in the morning. It's awesome if you got a job where you can do it after lunch or after dinner. If you want to do it in the evening with your friends, if you do it on the weekend and you guys plan a hike, if you have a ruck group, I think that's even more badass. It's just a great tool to hit your step goal, increase your strength, get your heart rate up, and just become more functionally fit. And so if you're a person who already goes for walks, it's not that hard to just add in a couple of pounds. Again, for beginners, start with 10 to 20 pounds. Like I said, no more than probably 30% of your body weight. I think beyond that, you can risk some injury. I do think because you have the pack on, it is, if you load it properly, I do think, and you start to walk correctly, improve spine health, improved strength, improved endurance, improved core strength as well. And honestly, it lets you get outside and hopefully makes you a more badass athlete and makes you better at your workouts. And I'll do a lot of social media stuff about half the days of the week. And the other half of the days, I just leave my phone at home or I leave my phone in here. And I'll do 5 minutes or 10 minutes of social media stuff. I'll put my phone back in here and I'll walk around and just get away from technology and not be just surrounded by it 24/7, 365. It's a way to kind of disconnect and be in nature, especially when I'm closer to home or we're in a new place. Like I said, if we drive somewhere and I can take it with me, it's an awesome way to discover new places. Sometimes that's in your own community, in your own neighborhoods, and sometimes it's different places you visit and go. And again, like I mentioned, rucking can be free. Now, if you want the most badass packs, the most badass gear that's going to last you, I would imagine, a lifetime, click the link in the show notes. It'll save you 10% off anything you want, but you don't need a gym membership to do it. You don't have to join my app to do it. You can just put a pack on and you can move. Again, it's simple and easy to start, and it's an easy health habit to throw into your life. It's next to probably drinking AG1, which I do every day. Rucking is the next easiest thing you can probably do because you're already going to walk anyway. So why not just put the pack on, And obviously, it's minimal equipment. Now, obviously, on the site, they got some badass packs. They have some badass plates. They have some badass vests. They seriously have the best shit. But if you don't have that, get a backpack, wrap a dumbbell in a towel, put it on top of a yoga block, and head outside. It's simple. It's walking with weight on your back. You don't got to overthink it. You don't got to think too hard about it. You just got to get started. But if you want to upgrade your gear, I can save you guys 10%, I think, for the next probably month or so. Again, you can do it anywhere. You can do it with anyone. And if you have an animal and you got a dog, I just think it's really an easy segue. And again, for people out there who are struggling with losing weight and you want to burn about 3 times as many calories, that's cool. If you're a person who used to run and now you have some injuries and you can't run as much, or your doctor has advised against it just because you have so much wear and tear and it's painful and it hurts, but you want to keep the same kind of calorie expenditure and be just as active, I think rucking is an awesome thing for you guys. If you go hiking already and you want to make your hikes more challenging and more difficult, it's an easy thing to add too. So that in essence is kind of the benefits of rucking. And I do it for multiple reasons. The calorie burn is great. But I do, again, when you put a pack on and it's got a good amount of weight, just feel your body, feel what your posture is like. Feel what's happening to your glutes. Feel what's happening to your quads. Feel what happens to your calves. Put your hand on your abdomen and see how much work your trunk is doing. Just have some body awareness while you go through it. I think if you guys do that, you'll see the benefits of it. And if you're somebody who's you don't love fitness, you don't always want to be in the gym, and you want to get outside but be active and do more than just walking, but you're not going to run, I think rucking is your ticket. And the older I get, obviously my goals change of what I want, in my life, like what I think is important and what I want everything to be. And I do think spending more time with my wife outside of the gym walls and being outside in nature more and doing some of these things that are, what I consider low risk activities but high reward is smarter to do the older you get. At some point, you don't need to be doing single leg box jumps, 40 inches off the ground, or deadlifting, 700 pounds, or doing, clean and jerks with the heaviest weight possible. Again, I'm not against those things. You can do all those things if you have the skills and the capability. By all means, do it. But you can also run around your house with scissors. And it's not, well, if you get hurt, it's like when you get hurt. And so as you get older, as you know better, you do better. And so I'm not saying don't train hard and don't, crush it. Keep doing that. But this is a nice way to challenge yourself with minimal risk of injury and improve a lot of the areas of your body, your shoulders, your core, your legs, your back, and everything that's connected in between, and gets you out in nature, gets you walking your dog, and just gets you being a more badass human. So that, my friends, is the benefits of rucking. Hopefully those of you who give a shit thought that was educational. I know a lot of you guys had asked for it. That's why I put it together. Really basic stuff. Again, if you want the exact pack and the people that I work with, click the link, save 10%. Otherwise, get started with what you got. And then when you're ready to upgrade, hit me up. I'll share a link with you guys. I'm happy to point you in the right direction of, hey, Jeremy, what do you think about this vest or this pack? I'll give you my honest 2 cents here. And that is it for me for today. I got to head out of here in about 10 minutes. Hopefully I can load this and get this bad boy live actually today. But if you guys want to check out the Jeremy Scott Fitness app, links in the show notes, jeremyscottfitness.app. You get a week for free. Building a lot of rucking stuff in there. If you want a pack like I got or any of the stuff on the website, click the link, save yourself 10%. If you want a free sample of AG1, hit me up. I will send you guys a sample right to your front door. You can click the link in here, save money on all of the stuff that's in there. We'll give you 5 free travel packs and a year's supply of free vitamin D if you want to order some today. Otherwise, just ask for the free one. And then all of our friends at Dry Farms Wine, as well as JLab Pro, all those links are in the notes as well. So if you guys got a question for me about our upcoming mastermind group or our physical gym or the app or this podcast, please just reach out and ask. If you're on YouTube, thank you guys for watching as always. If you happen to be on Apple Podcasts, drop us a 5-star, leave a review. We'd appreciate it. And the same thing on Spotify, just drop it a 5-star. And if you really love us, leave us a Google review as well. It helps our business, and we appreciate you guys for that. So have an amazing weekend, everybody. Have an awesome rest of your Friday. And if you're going to go for a walk this weekend, maybe try doing it with a ruck. Until next time, eat well, train hard, be nice to people, and please, you guys, keep doing shit you love with people you enjoy because your life is too short not to. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.